for most people, in 6 weeks, you should be able to learn to loop, and it's well worth investing time in as a couple because it really enhances sex.
Welcome back. We're talking with Jill and how to recharge your libido. Now, what about Stacey? She had hysterectomy. Why is it that she has a low libido?
Well, in Stacey's case, or in women like Stacey, and this is very common after hysterectomy, as I wish Stacey had been told that because I think it's actually really important. But what's going on is there's three things really. Stacey had her ovaries removed, as she said, and that means that her estrogen, testosterone goes down straight away. Estrogen is what makes you feel aroused, and testosterone is what gives you a little spark, so you feel like having sex. So it's not surprising that drive went away for her. And then the second thing that's happening is with the uterus being removed, as Stacey really expressed, I think very eloquently,
she really did.
That changes the feeling of orgasm. Part of your orgasm is vaginal, but the rest of it is uterine contractions, and that's the bit that's missing. There's a solution to that, and I write about it in my book, and it's why I love helping women like Stacey.
Well, let me go back 1 minute. So, if we ask people with who've had hysterectomies, surgeons, I mean, do you see, let's see, what percentage of people that you see after hysterectomies do actually get this problem? Do you have an estimate of what
Yes,
percent?
I think it's about 65% in my office, which is why I wish women knew about that. There are solutions. All of these things are solvable, but they have to be solved separately.
And also, it's important to say that, because your ovaries were taken out, if you just have your hysterectomy without no oophorectomy, without your ovaries, the problem may not be as difficult.
Well, then you wouldn't have the hormonal element, but you'd still have the missing uterus and the change in sensation. And I like to explain that to my patients as a change rather than a missing sensation, because actually there are ways of feeling orgasm and training. It's almost like you need a new trick. I want to say to Stacey, we need to teach you a new trick.
To get your groove
you
back,
always had an orgasm in a certain way. Now we need to teach you another way of doing it. And in my book, Sex Again, which there's a 6-week program. It's called the Sex in 6 program. It's worth actually telling people, and Stacey, that you can do this program online at sexagainprogram.com for free. You can sign up for a daily email from me, and I give nice tips every day. And one of the things we teach in this program is an exercise that is 2,000 years old called the loop. It wasn't called the loop back in the day. I called it the loop because it was called something complicated. It's called the microcosmic orbit, but that's not very sexy, is it? So
the loop is better.
The loop is better.
Much better.
And if people take just one thing from Sex Again, I'd like them to learn the loop, because it teaches you to spread sexual energy from your genital area across your body. And people who do it experience whole body orgasms.
Can we do it now?
We can. We can't experience the whole body orgasms because that's just a little bit. You are. Suddenly you're excited.
Not as much as Fred, my stage manager.
Suddenly everybody's excited. No, but you know what? In the book, what we do in the 6-week program, we teach you to do a loop on your own, and then do a loop with your partner, and then do a loop during sex, which is like advanced looping. It takes a little bit of practice. Advanced looping. It takes just a wee bit of practice. But then you do a loop during sex with your partner, and you synchronize breathing. And that is a way of experiencing orgasm for men and women throughout their body, rather than being so genital focused. It's also very, very beautiful and connecting. You can imagine if you're looping energy between you, it's another way of connecting during sex.
How long does it take to learn this?
Well, by the end of the 6-week program, my patients have learned it, and I have had patients as old as 70 do this program, actually 78.
Nice.
A couple, they didn't do it in 6, they did it in 12. I thought we should take it slower. The Sex in 12 program, I adapted it. but they got a lot out of it. But for most people, in 6 weeks, you should be able to learn to loop, and it's well worth investing time in as a couple because it really enhances sex.
Are we doing a little exercise today?
We're doing a little exercise today. We're going to do a little loop. We're just going to do the first bit where you do it on your own, because anything else would be, not good for TV.
So maybe good for TV.
Just a little scary. So I'm going to ask the audience to do it too, and you.
Yes.
And what we're going to do is it's a little meditation to start with. So you're going to close your eyes, and you're going to imagine a bowl in your pelvis, a shallow bowl full of warm oil. And then you're going to imagine a straw running up your spine. And you're going to take a breath and take the oil up your back all the way to the top of your head, and hold it there for a second, and then breathe out and bring the oil down the front of your body, past your face and your neck and your chest and your abdomen, and back into your pelvis. And when it reaches your pelvis, you give a little squeeze like a Kegel, and then send it round again. And that's really it. Once you learn to do that during sex, and you learn to do it with your partner, and you loop the energy not just through you but through your partner, you have a much more connected sexual experience, and it also makes orgasm a much more whole body experience, which is great for everybody but really great for Stacey because she's missing out on something now, and this is a new trick to add that'll really help.
Yeah, so you do that, and then the advanced looping is when you do it with your partner.
Yeah, when you do it with your partner, which is actually really fun. It's fun learning.
We're going to do it. Callie, are you listening? I say, hopefully she's listening to the audience. We're going to be looping. So now, what else is in your book about recharging a libido? What other tricks can people have?
I have chapters on things that surprise people, like meditation and breathing and things like that. They don't sound very sexy, but of course, actually, in order to enjoy sex, you have to stay in your body. It's actually why fantasy doesn't work as well. You know, in sex books, they always tell you if your sex drive's low, you should fantasize about someone, Johnny Depp or something like that. That's not
Johnny
good.
Depp.
I don't know. Who do people fantasize about? It depends on your age, doesn't it, really? But really, good sex is right here, right now. And so I spend some time in the book teaching people how to stay here in your body, not do your to-do list in your head while having sex.
Also, it's about relaxation, isn't it?
It's about relaxing
staying in the
into
moment.
it. Yeah.
And the meditation helps you do that because if you concentrate, and I think you can use this, obviously we're talking about low libido, but I think any part of your life where you need your attention. I mean, whether it's an activity that it's not something that's attractive to you that you want to focus on. If you use these techniques, I think you can apply to many things in your life, but especially low libido. It's been really fun talking to you. I love your accent. Where are you from? Originally?
I'm from England originally.
So wonderful. Great tricks. Thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Partha Nandi, and if you enjoyed that video, you're going to love the next one. It's full of incredible information to help you start your health hero journey.